Meantime, let's bring in retired United States Air Force General Charles Wald. General, thanks for being with us. So in terms of where Iran is, the Prime Minister, Masoud Pezeshkian, or the President, Masoud Pezeshkian, gives us a little bit of an indication. He says, quote, dialogue does not mean surrender. The Islamic Republic of Iran enters into dialogue with dignity, authority, and the preservation of the nation's rights, and under no circumstances will it retreat from the legal rights of the people and the country. That could be read as laying the groundwork to tap out. What do you think?
I think, first of all, thanks for having me. I think they're ready to give up, if you would. I just think they need a honorable way to get out of it. I think what the United States is doing right now with the testimony of Brad Cooper today, I thought was excellent, by the way. Mm-hmm. And the U.S. military has had a lot of time to prepare for the next steps on the targeting. You know, the intelligence that came out, I guess about a week ago, that said they had 30 out of 33 sites along the Gulf that still had capacity to fire missiles at boats. I mean, that kind of intelligence is really elite and very, very exquisite. So we have very, very good intelligence on where their military targets are. My feeling is we should go back in and take out any military capability we can that's gettable. And help avoid the Iranian military from being a threat to both Israel and the Gulf Cooperation Council states.
I mean, it seems to me that all the U.S. military would need to do right now is just take out Iran's capability to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed, because that really is the pressure point on the president. I mean, it's not the fact that they might fire some ballistic missiles at Israel, the UAE, or Kuwait, or Qatar, or anybody else in the region. It's this idea of keeping the Strait closed, which has got gas prices and oil prices spiking, and that's where the economic pressure is coming on the president. So why just not take away Iran's ability to threaten the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I think it's actually three things. I think it's the military capacity to threaten neighbors. I think it's the Straits of Hormuz, which obviously is very critical to the international economy and everybody else. And I think it's the nuclear capability. And I think each one of those things needs to be addressed, maybe in conjunction with the other. But I definitely think we ought to take their military capacity out to threaten their neighbors. I mean, the fact that the Iranians are attacking Gulf Cooperation Council civilian targets, and the United States in this case, and Israel in that case, haven't attacked any civilian targets, at least any intentionally. So I think I think the dialogue is done. I think it's time to put the Iranian capability in the region out. I agree with you 100%. I think we could open the straits. It may not be pretty, but I think we should do that. And ultimately, we're going to have to do everything we can to help avoid them getting a nuclear weapon. And that may be incremental, or it may be pretty aggressive.
In our discussion moments ago with Martha, she was asking the question, can this regime ever make a deal? Because it's a fanatical regime, to be sure. And some of the stuff that they're posting online is just beyond crazy. Listen to what this guy, Ibrahim Zolfagari, who is a spokesman for the IRGC, just posted. Iran is fully prepared to counter any fresh U.S. aggression with its armed forces on high alert and ready to respond swiftly, decisively, and with overwhelming force. I'm not sure which playbook this crowd is using. Is it maybe it's the Wile E. Coyote playbook? Maybe it's the Baghdad Bob playbook. But I mean, they're making pronouncements that they just have no way of backing up. Yet the world's buying into their crap.
Well, you got to remember there are several audiences here. One is the international community, and the United States is one, and then the other one is the population of Iran. They want nothing more than to be able to at least say they're still in power after this thing ends, however it ends, because that's all they have. They have the power of the control over their own population and the money that comes in through any oil they sell. And then there's the international community, which I know they don't think they're fooling us. That's for sure. There may be some other international audience they're fooling, but there are several audiences. They talk big. Just like any bully would. They need to have their butt kicked and put back in their place.
Yeah. Well, they do seem to be getting buy-in from a lot of the Western media, which is kind of sad. Nobody's really doing an analysis on where they actually are. General, good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
But let me just say on that point, you know better than I do. All the media has their own kind of objectives and what they're getting at. And I think there's some disingenuous reporting going on. I think the United States military, particularly, has done a super job. I think the fact that the United States has tried to negotiate says a lot, and I think it's time for this thing to end.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see what happens, and we'll get more from J.D. Vance coming up in just the next few minutes. General, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
All right, Sam.